Hey everyone! Python and Golang are awesome programming languages with a bunch of capability. And even though Python is one of the most popular programming languages right now, Golang has been exploding in growth recently. So, should you learn Python or Golang? Let's find out. Starting off, let's take a look at some reasons why Python is better than Golang. One huge reason to use Python over Go is the massive community behind Python. Go still has a big and growing community as well, but I feel like whenever I have a problem with Python, I'm able to find more solutions within Python than Go. Also, I've found that there are more packages available for Python plus more documentation as well. So if you're always running into a lot of issues when creating projects, maybe Python may be a better way to go. Although machine learning can be done with Go and Python. Almost all of the machine learning projects I've built was built out using Python just because of the documentation packages available. From what I've read, a lot of these machine learning packages are built out in Python first, then pretty much rolled over to other languages. So, if you're planning on creating a ton of machine learning projects, Python may be the better way to go. From my many minutes of experience with Python, I've found out that way more companies, people, teams, etc., use Python for projects more often than Go. Honestly, even on my personal projects, even ones I write about on Medium, tend to be in Python more frequently since I assume more people use Python over Go. And since its rapid growth, overtaking many other languages, it may be a better option to learn over Go. Now, let's take a look at some advantages for Golang. One of the biggest advantages of using Go over Python is speed. Go was actually tailored to be a fast programming language. Interestingly enough, one of the biggest complaints about Python has been its speed. In fact, the original creator of Python states that the next major version of Python will focus around speed. If you're trying to find a programming language that is fast, Go may be a better option for you than Python. Next up, one of the biggest advantages of Go is that it has built-in garbage collection. This is one of the biggest reasons people use Go. If you want to learn more about this specific feature about Go, be sure to check out the link below which goes into a bit more detail about this specific feature. Next up we have the salaries associated with Go. I made an article not too long ago that discussed the programming languages with the highest salaries. Go was number 1. If you want to read the rest of that article, check out the link below. So, which language should you learn? In my opinion, you should probably start off with learning Python first. It's a more popular language, easier to learn, and has a much bigger community than Golang. However, I would recommend learning Golang right after Python. Why? Since Golang is an emerging programming language, it may end up bringing new features in the future that may make it a better tool for your project than Python. Which language do you plan on learning? I would love to hear your thoughts about this. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, or just want to connect, feel free to follow me on Twitter. Also, below is a link to some of my favorite resources for learning programming. Thanks so much for reading.